Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining our Sidelines United call tonight. And we're super excited. Many of us attended the Chicago Impact, and others went yesterday to Columbus to a peer impact. So I can't wait to hear what you guys learned yesterday. And I know that we're excited to share our takeaways from Chicago. One of the ones that just stuck out to me, and then I'll let everyone else share, is just that MVP Danielle Laver had said, the next 10 millionaires will be in network marketing or wellness, and Arbonne has both. So just, what a gift we have already been given, and we just need to continue giving it to others because we are in the right industry with personal care and wellness. So to kick us off, I think we have some of the Chicago Impact girls that want to share some of their takeaways. And we'll start with Terry, who drove down there Friday night and arrived. And here she is. Let's see if I can unmute her. I don't. Oh, Tammy, there we go.
I got it. Okay. I actually kind of was just going through my notes, and it's hard to bring it down to just a couple of things. But really the bigger things that I kind of took away were just making sure you're having a balanced business with with everything that we offer, and not just offering skincare, or not focusing just on health and wellness or like our 30 days. But just making sure that you're making sure you offer both. And that was the first time I've actually heard the double D option, or how to kind of get your business builders going. So that was kind of an intriguing getting not only just one district manager promoted, but having them also be promoting a district manager kind of at the same time. So that was kind of one of the things. And then also making sure that you're doing one uncomfortable thing every day, so that, yes, you always have something that's uncomfortable, but once things become comfortable, then that should be kind of worrying you, is where the big thing that I took away from that. And then the other one that kind of made me chuckle was nothing magical or great comes from comfort. So again, all going back to, don't sit in your comfort zone, step out of the box, and do something uncomfortable, and do something a little bit every day. So that was it.
Thank you so much. Those are awesome. I'm taking notes as if I'm already back at Impact again. That was so fun. So thank you. Appreciate
No problem.
And then Erica, we did the one-day trip where we left Saturday morning and came back Saturday night. So Erica, I think you're going to have to unmute yourself if you can. If not.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep, there you are.
Am I there?
All right, Miss District Manager Erica.
No?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Carrie, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Everyone was just staring at me. I didn't know. It was like I was talking to my children. Okay, so additionally, like Terry, the first thing actually I had started to say was the balanced business of skincare and nutrition, not focusing just on one of those. And then a couple little practical tips were, I can't remember who said it, but don't be afraid to get to know people. So when you're out and about and you might be, at the library, at a play group, and someone that you may have seen a little bit, to ask them, it's so great to get to know you. Are you on Facebook? And see if you can just kind of build that relationship, not pounce on them for Arbonne, but building that relationship, which Carrie, you talk about so much, but you can just not be afraid to get to know people. And that's one way to do it. Another little trick was, when you're offering information, like an informational packet, offer that first to them, because then if they accept it, then you can follow up with, and can I get your phone number? Because they've already accepted the information, they're more likely then to give you their contact information, sort of like they gave you something or you gave them something, they'll give you something. The comfort zone, and being your comfort zone equals autopilot, that you're not going to do new things if you're not going to get out of your comfort zone, and that fear holds you back. Doubt and fear kill more dreams than failure ever will. And that was a really big one for me. And the other one, I have so many. I'm sorry. I'm trying just to flip through. Another practical one is that I didn't realize that September and January were the biggest weight loss times of the year. So therefore, to really focus August and December for your 30 days healthy living. And then this other one was just powerful. Again, I can't remember who said it. Sheila Green, I think, said this one about don't allow people to put their stuff on you. Others, why do we let others judge us for what we're doing? Is this Arbonne thing? No one judges other professionals. And so not to let them give you the guilt trip if you have to not put your kids to bed right away. You know, you're doing your job. And bringing in income for your family. So don't let others put that stuff on you. And then really just the last one, so many though, the last one I'm picking is when you're doing those one-on-ones to weave in the Arbonne facts into your story. So really talking about not just that Arbonne has way fewer harsher chemicals, but really that was like what got me into this. So weave in the facts into your story so that it's not a sales pitch with facts, but it's really your personal story. And that's what's going to connect with people. And then to close the deal, actually ask. I sometimes would just stop talking. And in my couple one-on-ones this weekend, I really did a close. I really hadn't been closing, but now I'm really asking, like on a scale from 1 to 3, where do you see yourself? I don't just say, thanks for listening, and I walk away. So that was big. So those are a few. I could go on, but I won't.
That's amazing. And you can tell that you put so much of that into practice because you had, I believe it was your biggest month you've had yet.
It was not quite to my manager bonus. I'm going to get there, but yeah, it's 2 big months. Yeah, I'm getting there.
Yeah, it's awesome to see these things that we've been trained on put into practice. Can you repeat that quote again, the one about doubt and dreams?
Yes.
I'm make sure everyone caught that. I think that is so good.
The one about failure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so fear holds you back, and doubt and fear kill more dreams than failure ever will.
I like that.
And I believe Sheila Green said that.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I don't think Debbie's on yet. She was another one of our Chicago impactors. We had 10 altogether. It was so cool. One that flew for the day, and a couple that drove Friday night, a few of us that drove Saturday, and some that stayed the whole weekend. It was really awesome. One of the takeaways I had, just while we're still talking about Chicago, is they had shared a calendar that showed an Arbonne Business Builders calendar and how you can get $4,100 in volume each month if you have 12 Arbonne days and then 18 that are non-Arbonne days. So really, essentially, especially showing someone that's a really busy person that works the regular 9 to 5, 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, and just showing, like, pick 12 days that are your Arbonne days, and then you have 18 days that are non. I just thought it was really impressive. And on those Arbonne days, you may have a one-on-one, then another day a group presentation, then another group, maybe a card presentation, the next week a one-on-one in a group, the next week an open house and a one-on-one, the next week a group and a group, and then the last week a Discover Arbonne. So just, having that variety, and that they on average said that's 4,100 right there. So if you have a new consultant that's doing that to finish district in 1 month, they only need $1,900 more and they're done. First month, boom, district manager. Or once they decide to get into that activity. Or if you have a district manager that's doing that, well, then they're only $900 away from their bonus. So really taking, looking at that big chunk there. And I thought that was really cool to see 18 days off per se, and 12 working. So moving on to impact, the peer impact that was on the 30th, yesterday on close day. I can't wait to hear the speakers. Looked so impressive, and I'm so excited to hear. Kendall, do you want to start with that group off? I think you'll just have to unmute yourself.
There you go.
Awesome.
Well, it was a fantastic training, and I have several highlights. So get ready. One was we did a 30 asks challenge. It's just like a booking blitz, but I had 6 people that were in my direct. I had 6 people in my direct team there, and some people didn't do the 30 asks, but 2 of us really did. And out of that, I booked. I made notes. So I texted out 30 people while we were sitting there during the lunch, and I have 2 people who want to place an order. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 one-to-one set up, and I booked 1 group presentation. That was just me. So Stephanie on my team, she booked 3 one-to-one presentations. So, and she's working on a 4th. So that was really impressive. And then another teammate, Abby, booked a group presentation. So I think what that showed me was when we all come together and we really focus on the team vision and the team imagination, because your team leader, you might be thinking, well, yeah, they're the region, they get to drive the car, but I don't. Well, guess what? If we all work together, you will too. This is not a business where we're all working just for ourselves. We are so focused together as a team, and we all work as a team. It all makes us feel good. We all share, we all come together. So doing the 30 and 30 booking blitz as a team concentrated is huge impact in our business. So think about that. So basically my direct team just that day booked 8, almost 9 get-togethers, 2 group presentations, and I have 2 orders coming in. And we're still getting responses. So just think about that, guys, and visualize that. And even if you are your first team of 1, look at what I got out of it, So I thought that was really cool because I think it was Molly Guile, who really was a big part of putting this on. They gave us these fabulous binder folders, which were incredible. They're so nice. She said, we need to all come together and listen and observe and pour in. So what I took away from that was we need to be listening to our friends. We need to listen when people say, oh, I hate my job. Or I had the most fabulous weekend hanging out with all my friends, and I wish I could just duplicate that for my whole life. Well, guess what? That was my friend Christy's Facebook post, and I messaged her, and I said, what does that mean? What are you talking about? And she said, oh, I just had this great weekend, and I just wish I could do that all the time. And I said, well, if I had a solution that could help you create that life all the time, would you be open to listening to me? And she was like, well, is it Arbonne? Because I'm a single mom and I just need my health care and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, it is. And I'm not asking you to do Arbonne. I'm asking you to take a look. Well, now she's joined my team. So, listening, observing, and pouring in, that's what we need to do. Not Facebook stalk people, but listen. I got the name and number to one of my bank tellers because she said, I complimented her on her eyebrows, and she said, oh yeah, Sephora is my favorite store. And I was like, oh, what does that mean? And so we had got a conversation. She gave me your cell phone number. She doesn't know me. I was like, you know, if you feel comfortable and you don't think I'm a like crazy weirdo too much, would it be okay giving me your cell phone? She did. So we're setting up a 1-to-1 too. So those were really, those were my two big is, was work together as a team at the same time and listen to your community that's going on. And then my last little tidbit, and I'll go really quickly, is think global. So I really like the training about creating your schedule and creating your month schedule. However, I want you guys to think big picture, and I want you to create a 6-month schedule. You know, I personally want to have a global business by the end of this year. And so I'm asking every single person who I see post or I know has connections to the other countries, I'm asking them to sit down with me. So if you are not thinking about this business globally, and that could just mean out of your city, you are missing the boat. You have to build out of your backyard. You have to, because our schools all run on different systems. Our weather runs on different patterns. Our, you know, our economies per city are shifting. So if it scares you to kind of talk to somebody who's in, you know, England, then talk to somebody who's down in Florida that you know. Okay, just get outside your comfort zone and get outside your backyard, because you have to think global. So there you go. That's my tips.
Those were amazing. That's so cool that they had you do the 30 asks right there, then and there at the training. That was amazing. That's a great idea. Thank you so much. All right. Tammy, do you have anyone else?
Teresa,
Teresa,
do you want to share a couple things? Here, I can unmute you. There you go.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
Thanks, Teresa.
God, I have about 10 pages of notes. One of the things that got to me was to have more discipline in the business, to set goals and don't go to bed till they're done. So you do small things daily. So that was just something that interested me. And then another one was there's a difference between interest and commitment. So I think I've been doing more interest than commitment. So it's something to work on. And one more. What was the other one? Thought I had them marked. Oh, to make sure that your calendar for the next month is getting filled up at least the third week of the month before, so that you're not getting to the beginning of the next month and have nothing to do.
Huge.
And they were saying they do the essential oil presentations, and they like offer 30 spots and charge $5 for each person for the
Yeah, they were talking about, like, I know they were talking about doing a yoga event, and we only have 30 spots, you know, do you want to bring a friend or whatever? And it just got, because of the exclusivity, it made it seem more special. And so they were saying you could do that with an essential oils presentation too, and just kind of change it up, just kind of make it, oh, I only have 10 spots, you know, just to make it sound more exclusive, which I think is a great idea.
But I would have never thought to charge people to come to see it.
Yeah, I don't know about
Different.
that either. I don't know if there was more to the story than we knew about for that one, Teresa.
When we talked about on the way home, they were saying the $5, what they made little bottles of spray and stuff, and they got to take those home with them.
Now
So it
that's
helped to cover the supplies and
yeah, for sure.
that kind of thing. So that made more sense, but somehow I missed that part. I just didn't.
Kind of like the make the salad, right?
Yeah.
Party.
Yeah.
Build your salad. Nice.
I think that was my biggest takeaways.
Great. And I just saw Kristen jump on. Oh, here. Do you want me to unmute you? There you go. Hey, Kristen. Thanks, Teresa.
Huh.
Oh, wait. Can we hear you, Kristen? Talk. No, we can't hear you. Shoot. No? No? No?
Try leaving the meeting and come back in. See if that works.
There, that worked. What did you do to get the volume?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you couldn't.
Yeah, we can now.
Okay.
I just wondered what you did different.
I don't even know. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you already were ready for me or not because I didn't think I could get in with Joe's computer. We only have one computer and it's his work computer. So.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Actually, I didn't even get a chance to really look, but there was a couple things I remember that I thought were pretty powerful. And I don't know if it's helpful to anyone, but it was helpful to me. Only because I have a sister-in-law that lives in Columbus, and I kind of missed what you guys went over. Did you guys talk about how many RVPs were in Columbus versus Reno, Nevada?
No, go for it. Share everything.
I thought that was a cool little anecdote story because I used to live in Reno, Nevada, and my sister-in-law lives in Newark, which is like 40 minutes from Columbus. And I can exactly remember the statistic, but I think I did write it down somewhere. But it was something like there's like 250,000 people that live in Reno, Nevada, compared to Columbus. Columbus has like 860,000 plus people. And in Reno, Nevada, there were like 16 to 20 Mercedes-Benz. And it's funny because people in Columbus, you'll hear, like my sister-in-law, for example, she said, well, isn't it saturated in Columbus? And there's only five Mercedes, I think it was, in Columbus. So I just thought, that's crazy. No, it's never saturated anywhere. Come on, you guys. So I just love that. And then I also liked, I like the stat that it was 350% more likely to stay, people, consultants, our team, they're more likely to stay when we promote to district manager. So if you can get your people in, your team, your preferred clients, and you get them to district manager, 350% more likely to stay. That's crazy. So I like that little figure too. And I don't know if you have a few more people they're going to share because I didn't get a chance to look over anything, but those were just the top two off my head.
Awesome.
So if someone wants to share something else, I'm sure I'll think of something else.
Well, I think that was the whole, because I wanted to talk about that too, Kristen, that duplication creates longevity. They were talking about that when you have double districts. So it's actually when you become a district manager and then you promote out a district manager that you're 350% more times, or 350% more likely to stay if you duplicated yourself and you have a promoted out district manager.
Yeah.
So,
okay, yeah. Got it wrong. But yeah, yes.
So find yourself a team and then find your team a team.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they encouraged us. Yes. So Carrie, did you say Debbie wants to share?
She's on. Just whenever we're ready. She's the phone number at the bottom, the 734. So.
Okay.
I'll add something later when you guys give me a second back.
Okay, go ahead.
If
Kristen.
there's time. No, go ahead first, and then if there's time.
Okay. Well, let's see here. I'll share a couple things that I underlined. When you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. I thought that was pretty a good smack over the head. Like we need sometimes, just because sometimes we tend to focus on all the things that went wrong, or you know, the people who aren't calling us back, and we're so focused on what isn't going well that we don't even know what we want. And it's like we need to become obsessed with where we're going, get obsessed with how we're going to feel when we get to the next promotion, and how it's going to feel as we grow our team, and get really obsessed with that vision instead of, you know, circling over and over and over what we don't want. So learn how to talk to yourself. Stop listening to yourself. And that's so key, right? Learn how to talk to yourself. Stop listening to yourself. So stop listening to those negative thoughts and breathe life into yourself. Repeat those affirmations over and over and over until you start believing them. I thought that was huge. And then I love to, on the whole idea of building in the nooks and crannies, it was Evelyn Bennett who said, you cannot build this business in your spare time. No one has spare time. Your business is built around being organized and keeping your business as a priority. And that's really what it boils down to. It's just that people haven't made it a priority enough to add it into the rhythm of their life. So that's why she was saying, plan your calendar every month. And that people actually, this was a huge eye-opener for me, that new people coming in need help knowing what their calendar should look like. And so that was really key. What you were talking about at the very beginning, Carrie, is just laying out a 30-day plan and saying, you know what, we need to have 8 to 10 of these days with something Arbonne on it. And that's going to get you into a nice rhythm and actually get you into business. There was another, let's see here. Oh, I liked this one too. How we work our business differently when we're expecting a yes, rather than when we're expecting someone to say no. So really think about that. If you're expecting a yes, you're going to have a confident posture. If you're expecting a no, you're going to be like, you know what I mean? So really get your mindset right that, you know what? This could really change their life. And how amazing, if you know what I mean, how amazing that I'm offering them this gift. And if they say no to us, then we just know in our heart, you know what, I just offered them a gift, and maybe they didn't hear it, or they just couldn't process what we were saying, but care for them enough to offer it again and expect that yes, even down the road. I loved this too. This was huge. People are busy and they're not willing to make room in your life. I'm sorry, let me say it again. People are busy and they're not willing to make room in their life for your hobby. They are more inclined to say yes if you come across as a determined, committed person, right? People aren't going to move around their schedule for your little hobby. But if you come across as determined and committed and saying, you know what, I challenge myself to meet with 30 people this month. And this is a big challenge. And I've never done this before, but I'm going out on the skinny branch and I need to make this happen. And would you be one of my 30? You know what I mean? That comes across as a determined, committed person. And I love this phrase too. She said, I know you're busy. That's why I called you. So if someone tells you that I'm busy, yes, I get it. I know you're busy. That's why I called you. I just thought that was a great response to something that we hear a lot. And then Dr. Laura Fortner said, sponsor the scary people because those are the ones who pay off. And then she challenged us to write down a list of the scary people that were at the top of our head. And I actually wrote down quite a few. And then she challenged us to get a hold of them all immediately because she said, those are the people that are going to help move your business forward. She said, busy people, those people who are scary to us, the busy ones, need time. And she said, this is a great thing to say to someone. If you keep doing what you're doing, will it get you what you want? I don't know if Arbonne is a fit for you, but I do know how to teach you how to earn a few $1,000s a month to give you breathing room in your finances. And then share a story of how time is so precious. You know, she shared how she was able now, since she built her business, to spend time, you know, taking her college-age son to lunch in the middle of the day where she would never have even had that opportunity, working as a crazy, you know, all these crazy hours as a physician. So she shared stories of how just the freedom of time has impacted her life. She said, don't overthink it. You're never going to be ready or feel good about calling scary people. Just do it. And I thought, ooh, yes. that was really powerful for all of us. So that's what I had underlined. There's so much, but those are the highlights.
Tammy, can you, the part where you said about going on the skinny branch, or, you know, the challenge to meet with 30 people, I didn't realize that was actually like something that you would message out or say to someone.
Oh, I was just making that up off the top of my head. I'm just saying, like, people are going to listen if you're a determined, committed person, rather than if you're, you know, wishy-washy. And that was me. I was always like trying to just beat around the bush and like, you know, and I think sometimes my niceness can come across as casualness. You know what I mean? Or our timidness, our you know, our shyness can come across as casualness, when really that we're not. We're committed. And so it's like we need to like practice in the mirror or whatever to get our voice to convey that commitment that we really do have in our heart.
That was awesome. However you rattled that off, I'll listen back to the recording.
Oh.
That sounded so wonderful. So
Well,
sharing that.
well, I think it's the same gist of Ashley's verbiage, you know.
With a twist.
With a twist. Okay.
Well, Debbie is another consultant. She flew to Chicago for the day and then left that day, just totally committed to her business. It was so impressive. And she's on the phone to share. Oops. Uh-oh. Where'd she go?
Oh, here. I can unmute. There you go. Debbie, are you there?
I am. I'm a little bit late coming on. Hi, everyone. Tammy, I have to tell you, I love that response to I'm busy. That's why I called you. That's great. I love that. I just wrote that down. I have a couple of highlights that I just would like to share. And first of all, it was about engaging with real life experiences versus trying to just read from information that we're provided with, where it's great to have that available to us, but you have to lead through your own experiences and what this product has done for you. And there were a couple little highlights here. Focus on the future, what hasn't happened yet, and stop keeping score on yourself. We need to focus on what hasn't happened in our business, and stop paying attention to what happened in the past. Today's the 1st of October. September is over with, so you can't look back at September and say would have, should have, could have. You have to focus on the here and now. Make your vision larger, the future vision larger, and the present situation smaller. That was something else that struck me. Create a picture of what you want to happen. Set a date, set that goal. But we can't allow that date to paralyze us if, in fact, something doesn't happen right exactly then. Carrie, you've always been a great example of that with your goal for region. It was exactly 1 year later. So set a date, but don't let it paralyze you. And there were two other little things. One was, I'm not Arbonne. It's what I do. It's my vehicle to greatness. And I think that we should have t-shirts made that say, you're doing better than you think you are. I missed everybody else's calls, so I don't know if I'm repeating something that was already said. But those were the highlights that really shone through to me. Carrie, Tammy?
Love it. Don't you feel like we need to do a highlight call after every training, because every single person gets something different? This is so cool.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
Sorry if I was stammering. Like I say, coming in last minute won't happen again.
You're great. Thank you, Debbie.
Glad you were able to get on. Really appreciate it.
Here, Kristen, did you want to share one more?
Yeah. Well, I was going to tell you guys like the basic thing that I heard loud and clear over and over again, which obviously for me, 18 years I've been going to so many of them. I've heard so many things. And this one, it was like pounding me in the face. It was like, they said consistency plus discipline plus urgency. And it's small things done over time equals great things. So I kept hearing what I know has been what I need to do, like over and over again. And it's exactly true. When they talked about the calendar, that was the biggest thing. If I could have figured out the calendar thing when I was 21, I would have been MVP. But I never got the calendar thing because I was so employee mindset, corporate mindset. I needed someone to say, pretend you're in Arbonne corporate and you do this calendar, right? Like mark it all up and pretend you're working part-time for me. Like if Carol Bodell, she's my direct sponsor, if she said to me, Kristen, I want you to just pretend like I'm your boss and do it this way. Or yeah, I needed like a map. Do you know what I mean? So for me, consistency plus discipline, it's just like, you know, if you pay attention to it and treat it like it is this billion-dollar amazing thing that it is, then you'll do it. Just do it. But the one other thing I wanted to share, which I kind of moved me to tears because the video clip was like, it felt like my life. I mean, I'm not Mike Tyson, but there was the Mike Tyson clip. Did you guys remember that?
Yeah.
Did everyone see it? And I'll just kind of tell you the parts that I heard from the clip, which were Mike Tyson, I guess his mother died, and he told her something about, this is what I got from it anyway, it's probably not exactly verbatim, but basically he was supposed to do this, his dream or whatever, kind of for his mom or in honor of his mom or something, and his mom died.
He wanted his mom to be there, and she died 2 days before his big fight.
Exactly. So that was like for me, like I wanted my mom to see me do this, right? And she died. And so I got really, really emotional when I saw that clip. And so I made a promise to my mom that I would never quit. And so that's what I have to do. So like the thing that I loved about it, and this is what I pulled from that, and I got all sappy, but this is what I pulled from it. Because I was never that person that saw the money and the fancy things. And actually, I just met someone that said the same thing to me. She goes, well, I don't think I'd be interested in the business because I'm not interested in all that. And I go, well, what is interesting to you? Like, what is it? She didn't like travel. She didn't like anything. And that wasn't me. But she was just interested in helping people. So this is what I pulled from that. I thought, you know, you might not relate to the income or the beauty side. You know, some people aren't girly. They don't do the cosmetics. But for me, it was like, you know, you judge Arbonne like surface, like a lot of people do. They think, oh, well, I couldn't sell something. I'm not into makeup or whatever. And for me, it's like, well, maybe your mission is just to help other people. Maybe, you know, would it be worth it to you if you could just help one person with, now this is going to be my example at what Carol did for me. One person with devastating acne and self-esteem issues. Would it be worth it to you if you could save somebody's life for that? There are so many suicidal people in the world today. The world is sick. So wouldn't it be worth it to you? It was worth it to me to stay. I'm so privileged that I feel like this is in my life for that reason. It's, you know, so to me, one person, if I could save one person, that's so worth it to me.
That video was so powerful to me too. And so I'll post that video.
Okay, great.
It brought me to tears too.
Mm-hmm. So that was it. I couldn't spit it out in a clear way, but you guys get what I'm trying to say, I think.
and that's the thing. I mean, you know, Mike Tyson was talking about how he, you know, yes, he was disappointed because his mom passed away before she could witness him. in his greatness, but he used that to fuel him. And he said, I have a decision. I could either die with my mom and let my dream die with her, or I could use it to, you know, make her proud. And
that's my line.
exactly. But this can translate to any kind of disappointment in our business. Use it to fuel us, not to, you know, make us sink lower. Like, use it to fuel you. Every single leader comes against obstacles. It's just the rite of passage to go to the top. You have to overcome obstacles. And so just might as well just get your Wonder Woman, you know, bracelets on and just go boom, boom, boom. The quicker you can get through the obstacles, the quicker you're going to get to where you want to be and change many, many more lives. So let those obstacles fuel you. Let your disappointments fuel you, not take you down.
All right.
And I'll post that.
Else that wanted to share anything from the impacts before we kind of wrap up the call? Carrie, you have one? Okay, go ahead, honey.
I wanted to just add one more, and it was, don't think about doing Arbonne, actually do Arbonne. Because you do a lot of thinking about it, but don't always do the action. So just that.
That's awesome. And that actually leads perfectly into closing this call, because tonight, all of you just being on this call tonight, you're taking action for your business. You are doing Arbonne. You didn't just think about getting on the call. You're actually here. And especially after, I mean, last night was close night. I mean, Debbie and I were still messaging each other at 1:30 in the morning. I mean, it's the latest night of the whole month, and you guys are still here. And many of you had your road trip from Columbus and then Tammy all the way to the west side of Michigan to get back home. You know, the small sacrifices we make now for these, you know, the big rewards later. And just being committed to being on this call says so much about all of us that are here. And, you know, just make sure you share the recording with your team, because there were so many great tidbits. I just felt like it was getting the training all over again. So thank you guys for sharing. And it's October, and this 1 year ago, this October is when I went, well, our whole team went into region qualification. It is, to me, the biggest month in Arbonne. And when you wake up the day after close day to an email from Arbonne that says, by the way, signups are going to be free this month, and we're going to have 25% off of this, and we're going to have this. This is a company that wants all of us to succeed and just have the biggest months of our life. They know it's the last quarter. They're not just depending on the holidays to have us have big months. They're doing things for us to help us. And oh my gosh. So I just can't wait to celebrate on Halloween again with all of you and the goals that you've put out there. And just make sure you've made yourself a goal and then a stretch goal, and really go for the stretch, because with Arbonne, the specials they're doing, plus the training we've all just had, I think it's going to be everyone's biggest month in history of Arbonne. So I'm so excited to celebrate with you guys. And our nation, for the local people here in the Michigan area, our nation meeting tomorrow, again, another commitment to Arbonne. And if for those that just haven't seen, it's not at the library, it's actually at ENVP Modell's home. So just make sure you spread the word. And here we go, rock it out with a meeting the second day of the month. So I'll see you guys.
I'm turning it into my 40th birthday party.
What a perfect place to have it. It's from these people. So.
Carol doesn't know.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys, and I hope everyone has a good night. Get some rest. I know I'm going right to bed. I am tired. I did my pretend close was on Saturday, just because I wanted to hit my region number Saturday, so then Sunday could just be a little less intense, but it was crazy. So here we go. Rock and roll. All right. Good night, you guys.
All right. Love you so much. Good night.
See ya.